It all began with annoying somebody. It all began with a small revenge. It all began with a simple problem. Hey folks, this is Nishant. Here we talk about businesses, products, content creation and a bunch of other things. So if you're interested in any of these, make sure to stay longer on this channel and subscribe whenever you feel like it. Don't stop yourself. Today we are going to talk about Netflix. Reed Hastings, the co-founder of Netflix, was already a successful businessman as he sold his first company, Pure Software, at $700 million in the 90s. He was well off in his life until he was annoyed by somebody. Blockbuster, a multi-billion-dollar DVD giant. Blockbuster had a number of physical stores that user would walk into and rent or buy the DVDs. They had a number of revenue streams: the renting of DVDs, the selling of DVDs, and the late fees of the user not returning the DVDs on time. Reed Hastings was a movie buff. He used to rent DVDs from Blockbuster, and a number of times he was not able to return them on time. The thing that annoyed him was late fees. Although he had a lot of money and he could have paid late fees for every DVD he bought, but still, that was the thing that annoyed him. He thought, what if there was a service that had no late fees for rental DVDs? The thought that backed this idea was Blockbuster was taking advantage of the user's pain of not returning the DVDs on time and paying extra in the form of late fees. They were taking advantage of customers' pain by charging them late fees instead of solving the customer's pain point. They never thought of cutting the late fees because that accounted to almost 15% of their total revenue. But Hastings wanted to solve this problem and started Netflix. The biggest advantage he had was he was about to solve this problem using the power of the internet. But wait, it's not what we are seeing today. Netflix was not this. It was simple back then. Users had to browse on their website, choose the DVDs that they want, select them, order them, and Netflix would post them at their house. When you're done with the DVDs, you'd post them back to Netflix. Simple. Hastings was a second-time founder. As I said, he sold his first company, so he invested the initial capital that Netflix wanted of $2.5 million in the start. It was originally a rent-by-mail DVD service based on the paper rental model. But in 1997, this was a very big risk to take. They bet their whole company on the rise of DVDs and DVDs becoming a household thing. Not a lot of people had DVD players back then, but still, they took the bet on DVDs. You would think, what if somebody keeps on ordering DVDs from Netflix and would never return them back, as the whole model was dependent on mailing service both ways, Netflix and from the user. But how did Netflix overcome this fundamental challenge? This was the best strategy that they used at that time. In 1999, they launched a subscription model with very minimal fees. As they had no late fees, how would they manage their risk? They set a limit of 4 DVDs per account, and people would have to return earlier DVDs to order the 5th one. This was genius at that time, as it managed the risk, the losses were cut down, and it also protected their business model from being exploited. Remember the biggest competitor of Netflix, Blockbuster? They had a huge customer base and a very good network of retail stores that could deliver the DVDs in no time. Hence, Netflix thought of joining hands with Blockbuster and offered them a partnership. But Blockbuster CEO laughed at them and denied the offer. In fact, they were about to purchase Netflix for $50 million, but they passed on the deal as well. And now, Netflix is worth around $300 billion. In 2003, Netflix hit its first million users. In 2004, they had already doubled the number of users and already had 2 million users. That's what business is. It took 6 years for the first million, and the next million was achieved in just a year. And that doesn't stop there. In 2005, they doubled the growth again and they had 4.2 million users. Exponential graph, that's how it works. But now in 2007, they hopped onto the online world and started their online streaming service that we have now. And with that, they crossed 7 million subscribers. Till date, Netflix has 213 million subscribers all across the world. That's about 28 times more paying customers in 14 years. And if we break it down, that's 2x growth every single year. Of course, that's just theoretical, but an average annual 2x growth is humongous. Again, remember Blockbuster? They also tried to hop on the online train but failed miserably. They had a cash burning business already with physical stores all across the country, and they failed to pivot their business model according to the customers shifting to the online streaming world. Gradually, people preferred online streaming rather than renting DVDs, and this led to the downfall of Blockbuster. Such a downfall that Blockbuster went bankrupt in 2010. It was a huge mistake turning down the offer to buy Netflix, wasn't it? Coming to the future of Netflix, there's a huge red flags for their growth, as all of the competing giants like Amazon, HBO and all other TV channels are hopping onto the online train. Recently, Netflix saw a drop in the usage time of their users. To cope up with that, they would have to constantly make top-notch content and purchase the rights for the most demanded content. And for the same reason, Netflix spent around $15 billion building their library of original content. They did this to improve the quality of content, cut the competition, retain the users, and attract more and more users to the platform. The next hot industry is gaming, and Netflix just launched Netflix Games. They already have the distribution set up due to the huge user base they have. So now they're excited about launching Netflix Games on mobile to the world. That will give them a greater marketing and branding play. They launched on 9th November 2021, and I feel that it's a good move for their branding. At least somebody is trying something unique and not doing the stereotype marketing plays. Let's see what future holds for Netflix, as they can either make it or break down against their competitors. What do you think? If you are in the favor of Netflix, type victory in the comments or type blockbuster in the comments so that blockbuster defeat. Anyways, hope you liked the video. If you have a red subscribe button down there for you, you should have turned it grey till now because you liked the video, I know. Hit that bell icon and turn the notifications on as well. There's a link to my community down below. Join the Discord. And yeah, there's some more cool stuff on this channel, so check out other videos here as well. So that was it for this video, and I'll see you guys on the other side.